3 referral cases specific to founder exits. 2 of them are distinct enough from the laid-off executive cases in Module 2 that they need their own treatment. Getting the referrals right and early is part of what makes this engagement work. Module 2 names 3 referral cases for the laid-off executive: the legal question, the financial math question, and the clinical territory question. Founder exits have the same third case. The first 2 are different enough that they need their own treatment. The financial question in a founder exit is not the financial runway question from M2. How long can the client sustain without income? In a sale exit, the financial question may be, what does the client do with significant proceeds? Those are not the same question, and they do not need the same professional. The legal question in a founder exit is not about employment law and severance. It is about post-sale contractual constraints that shape what the coaching can design. These distinctions matter for getting the referrals right. A founder who exited via sale may have received significant proceeds. This is qualitatively different from the M2 financial runway conversation. A general financial planner is not who this client needs. The wealth advisor who works with founders and significant liquidity events can manage what the coaching should not touch: investment strategy, tax treatment, estate planning, the management of a financial picture that is qualitatively different from a salaried professional's financial situation. The proactive move: name this referral in sessions 2 or 3 before the financial decisions pile up. Do you have a wealth advisor who works with founders? If not, let's talk about what to look for. The financial decisions in the post-exit period happen fast and are consequential. An early referral prevents the coaching from filling space that a different professional should hold. The recognition signals are the same as M2: sleep disruption, appetite changes, persistent flat affect, hopelessness language. 2 additional routes specific to founder exits: unresolved guilt about the team in a burnout shutdown or forced sale, and identity dissolution when the company was the founder's entire professional self. The distinction between mourning language and guilt language: mourning holds the loss. I miss what it was. I think about what it could have been. Guilt attacks the self. I failed them. I destroyed what I built. Coaching can hold the mourning. The self-punishing guilt that has crossed into clinical territory needs a different professional. Name the referral with the same framing as M1: additive, not replacing the coaching. What I'm noticing in how you're talking about yourself has shifted. I think there's a conversation worth having with a therapist who works with executives in significant transitions, alongside what we're doing here. Post-sale agreements commonly include non-competes, non-solicitation clauses, vesting cliffs, and earn-out conditions. These shape what experiments are possible in the coaching engagement. Before the coaching designs experiments, the founder needs to know what the agreements actually allow. Say you're coaching a founder whose sale included a 2-year non-compete, and the experiment being designed involves approaching former customers. The coaching move is not to analyze the agreement. The coach cannot do that. The coaching move is to root. Before we go further with this, have you reviewed your non-compete terms with your attorney? What the agreement allows is something they can tell you. The attorney referral belongs before experiments are designed, not after an experiment runs into a contractual limit. Proactive routing prevents the coaching from designing experiments the client cannot execute. The wealth advisor and business attorney referrals should not wait for a problem. Name them early, within the first few sessions, before the financial decisions accumulate and before experiments run into contractual limits. A proactive referral prevents the coaching from filling space that a different professional should hold. Getting these referrals right requires having the contacts before you need them. Not a general financial planner, a wealth advisor who works specifically with founders and liquidity events, not a general attorney, a business attorney with M&A and restrictive covenant experience. The proactive framing names these referrals as part of setting up the engagement well, not as corrections to a problem. One of the things I always recommend early in a founder exit engagement is making sure the right professionals are in place alongside us. One wealth advisor who works with founders and liquidity events, not a general financial planner. One therapist with founder or entrepreneurial experience. One business attorney with M&A and restrictive covenant experience. Write their names down and have a referral conversation with each before your next founder exit client arrives. Not a name you've heard of, an actual person you've spoken with who you can describe specifically to a client. I'd recommend speaking with name who works specifically with founders after a sale is a different referral than you should find a wealth advisor. The quality of a referral is determined by the specificity of the recommendation. Generic referrals produce generic follow-through. Specific referrals produce actual next steps. Sending the client to the right professional is a coaching move. The engagement is better for it. The coaching relationship holds alongside the attorney conversation, the wealth advisor relationship, and the therapeutic work if needed. The referral is a resourcing move. The engagement continues with more support around it. The attorney conversation produces information the coaching works with. The wealth management relationship handles the financial picture so the coaching can focus on the identity work. The composite walkthrough that follows takes the co-founder split scenario end to end, with coaching commentary on where the pool appeared and what held the stance.